Hello class, thought we might take a look together at the Module 4 textbook project. It's an example project that should help you complete the assignment for Module 4. To get started, I'm going to bring up our textbook for Excel. And when I bring up the textbook, I'll open the Module 4 section. And of course, remember Module 1, 2, and 3 are available to you, and the training is set up for you as optional training in Canvas. So if these are things that you need to refresh on, be sure to take a look at them. We're going to start in Module 4 here. And each of the textbook chapters has a chapter content section, and they start out with the chapter project. And so throughout the chapter, it shows you how to update a worksheet that's the example project, and in doing so it shows you how to do all of the different things that you'll be required to do for the SAM project. So for this project we'll be creating a mortgage payment calculator, and we'll be looking at naming our cells, using some different functions, using data tables, creating an amortization schedule, which is, a list of our payment amounts, like if we were going to buy a home or something like that. You can see an amortization schedule is quite involved. That used to be something that was a very, very hard accounting type thing that Excel made kind of easy. But it is still a complicated procedure. We'll look at how to print sections of the worksheet, how to protect and hide items, and how to check our formulas automatically behind the scenes. Now at the end of the chapter there's a review, and this in the lab section is where your lab activity comes from. Apologize if there was confusion. We're all getting started here. New class. Now I'm going to get my textbook open at the beginning of this project, and then I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to put it on my other screen so that you should see it down in the corner. Window. And then I'm going to go back to module and take a look, see if there was any sort of data file needed for this. Now, if there were, it would be associated here with the information for the module. So I don't see anything like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and get started following the steps. And we're going to start out with a blank. So I'll open Excel. And use a blank, and I do need to update. Again, we talked in our survey about how we might have different versions of Excel. Now we're creating this document for NCU, a credit union, and they provide mortgages like home loans and other types of property. We'd like to have a spreadsheet available to calculate mortgage information, review the payment schedule or amortization schedule, and compare mortgage payments varying annual interest rates. So we're going to make this quite a flexible system. We also want to make sure that nothing gets accidentally deleted, so we'll have specific areas of protect so that there can't be any accidental deletion. As you're looking through in the textbook, you'll see a requirements document for our spreadsheet and a quick design layout of what this spreadsheet is going to look like. We're going to try to use some good worksheet design. We want to remember that some of these things that we create could end up being used by many people for quite some time, surprisingly. So you want to carefully design them and ensure that you are visualizing output. Always want to have end result in mind. Now we're going to get started here by creating a sheet and looking at all the different things that we need to do to set up formatting. So we've got our Excel spreadsheet open with our blank workbook. We want to apply the integral theme. Go to our page layout tab and look at our themes, and we want to find integral. You guys are here. Do they seem like, but they're not. Okay, so I've got my theme then. There was right at the top, as usual. So you can find that integral theme. Let's go ahead and set up our titles. I want to select cell C3 where they would like me, and then we're going to type in our main heading. Mortgage payment calculator. Now, we didn't start here in cell A1 because we're going to leave a border around this worksheet. 2 rows at the top and 2 columns at the side. Now we want to select range C3 through F3. So I'm going to click in my C3 area, cell, hold my mouse button. Let me click someplace else to get there, right? Because I want to have this mouse pointer with the white. Click and hold my mouse button and select 3 of the cells. And then I want to use merge and center. Now that's home toolbar. Let's click the cell styles button. And then over here, we want to choose title here. That's good. Now let's click our middle align button because we want, they say vertically centered. Better. Now let's select C4 and we're going to put our date header in this cell. So we'll type the word date and then press tab key. With the date selected, then we want to use the now function. So we'll just type it in, equal now, open close parenthesis, and that'll display today's date. Now I want to right click there on D4 because I don't like that layout. And let's look at how we could format that differently. So I right clicked and I'm going to choose format cells. And I want to change this. Let's see what we want that to be. Now we want it to be a date format. And the date format that to choose is 14-MAR 2012. See, I'm going to that. Way down here. Okay. And then we should see our date in that kind of. Now we want to enter just some text as instructed. So in cell E4 right here, I want to add the word rate. In cell C5, under the word date, we want the word item. Down the C column, date, item, price. Down EYMT dot, down payment, loan amount. And then in column E, under the word rate, we want the word term, monthly payment, total interest, and total cost. Now we want to fix up our columns and things to make everything look right. So let's click on a heading so that we select that whole column. And we want to drag through column heading B to select both. So I want both of my columns to be selected. Now I want to go to the right boundary of column heading B and then drag to the left until the screen tip indicates width 0.92. Now because I have both columns selected, this should change the width of both columns. So we're going to shrink these down. Got it. Sneaky. Now that I got that, that's going to be our border there. So we can select columns. Remember, we want that black arrowhead in our column header area, and then we can select column. We can hold the mouse button down and drag to select another column. Now we want to go ahead and do the same thing with our top two rows. Select row 1, down to select row 2, and I want to use the area in between the two rows and click and drag 9. Accident. That looks right. We would like that. Okay, so let's select an empty cell to deselect, and we can see how our work progresses. Looks good. Now let's change this tab here to give us a proper name. So the easiest way is just to double click on the tab and then we can rename it. We want this to be Mortgage Payment Calculator. And we're ready to save. And I'm going to save this to a folder that I have set up for our class. So I'll do it. SU19 folder and summer 19, and they suggest that we name the file NCU Mortgage Payment Calculator. Now we wanted to save because we've done a lot of formatting and we want to make sure that we give our file a name. Excel will autosave for us, but if the file hasn't been named, then we risk losing our contents. I'm going to stop this video at this point, continue on with our next